All right, I believe we are live. Let me head over here to the right tab. I got like 50 tabs open here. How you doing, Brendan?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Blake?
I'm doing all right.
It's been a while since we've done our last stream.
Yeah. I see that we have our mods in the chat, Megan and Jet. Great to hear from you. It's been a while.
Got our boy Jet in the chat. How's
Yes.
it going, guys? I know how Megan's going. I live with her. So
What you been up to, Brendan? What'd you do today?
not a whole lot. I went to Texas Roadhouse, ate some
Ooh,
steak, ate some shrimp,
delish.
ate some warm buns.
I was.
And
Dude, they're buns with the cinnamon butter.
yeah, dude.
That's the best. I just go
It
there
is.
for that. I went
It
there.
is.
I went there. I think a couple weeks ago. Actually, I just had their New York strip or whatever. They're so good. It's so good.
Yeah, you're the one that planted the seed.
Do they still
That's why
do
I
the
had to go.
peanuts? Or
No, I did
no?
not
Because
actually
I'm
see any
guessing because of
peanuts.
COVID.
Yeah. So let's see here. So obviously we're doing something new. If you didn't read the Discord post, we'll have kind of Blake. We'll have Blake kind of describe how this is going to go from here on out, and how like super chats and questions and stuff will go as well.
Yeah. So basically, we're kind of done on the main channel doing the Let's Play stuff. We're gonna try and resurrect this podcast thing. And we highly encourage comments in the chat. And we'll try and interact with you as much as we can. We do have our Discord server. It's linked in the description below. So check that out. There is a, I don't know if you call it a channel or a text chat area. It's called DC Podcast. Submit a question, a comment, any general topic you'd like us to discuss, and we'll do our best to cover that before the end of the podcast. If we can't get to it today, we'll get to it on the next one. And then super chats, all super chats, we'll set aside some time at the end, and we'll make sure to go through all of them. So, this is great. Megan said, "Oh, you pulled a Charizard today."
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was lucky enough to find some Pokemon Celebration tins at Target, and not only did I pull a Charizard, my first Charizard ever. I'm a part
Ooh,
of the Zard squad now.
Zard squad.
I also got a gold star Umbreon, which is super rare out of that set, and I got a Mew EX, which is also awesome. I got
Dude,
a
that's
shiny
awesome.
Magikarp. It was like the most stacked tins you could have ever popped up.
So
I'm
you
gonna
picked up
actually grab
tins?
it.
Oh yeah, definitely grab it.
Yeah, they were little tins. Hold on,
Yeah, go grab it.
I'm gonna have to sift through a couple cards here, but like there's some pretty exciting pulls for anyone that gives a crap about Pokemon.
Oh, I mean, it's it's funny because like I'll occasionally buy a booster pack here and there when I can find one, and I'll get a I still like Magic the Gathering, but like it's crazy how, and maybe it's just me, but like as fun as Magic is to play, it's just not even remotely as fun collecting. And maybe it's just because it's so simplistic.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's not. It's just not the same. But yeah, these were like hands down the most stacked tins I've ever personally gotten. Yeah, you can kind of continue chatting here. I'm sifting through some cards, but I got to give the Zard some love.
Oh, Colton's in the chat. Hey, Colton.
Oh, speaking of Colton, speaking of Pokemon, Colton's got a great Pokemon collection.
Dude, he does. He's got. I'm still jealous. I still might buy one of his movie theater promo Ancient Mew cards.
Yeah, dude. I used to have a couple of those back in the day, and I just, as a stupid child, you just don't think it's gonna really be worth anything. So you sell it at a garage sale for $20, and then you cry about it later.
Yeah, no, I still remember when, because when Pokemon came out, the cards came out right when we were at that young age, and so pretty much every time we were at a convenience store, my mom would pick me up some cards, and she made me this awesome binder and worked really hard at like making it look super cool and decorated with stickers and stuff. And then she threw it away like when I was in middle school, and I'm like,
I remember.
"Why'd you do that?" And she's
That's
like,
just...
"Well, you stopped playing with them." And I was like, It's collectible trading cards. It's in the
That's so
name.
bad.
Why would you do that?
If you're watching this, Blake's mom will never forgive you.
Ever.
Anyways, little nice little surprise. Actually, I pulled an extra Venusaur.
Oh,
So
dude.
I'll be including that in the ones I was going to give you. Come on, it's not focusing.
Dude.
So you'll be getting one of
Yes.
the OG Venusaurs,
Love it.
and then I got this sick ass shiny Magikarp,
Oh, that's so nice.
and then this is like probably the second or third rarest in the set. You got the Gold Star Umbreon, just super sick, and then of course the OG Zard.
That's so cool, dude.
I know, I know
I
for
love
sure.
I love that
If I
like
wasn't already
old
married,
school
I'd
look.
pick up so many chicks with this Zard.
Just wear it around your neck, like you're some sort of Yu-Gi-Oh character or something.
Yeah, that's what Logan Paul does on he bedazzled with real diamonds
Ah,
his PSA 10 Charizard
oh, okay.
first edition base set. It's like a super expensive card, so like
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Um
pretty crazy.
yeah, that is awesome.
Cole said
Um
he grabbed his mom and him grabbed a stack of them from the movie.
yeah, I saw that. I remember we were on Discord and he like he literally has just a freaking stack of sealed Mew
Yeah,
promo cards. It's
yeah,
crazy.
dude. We were sitting there just on Discord a while back. Actually, I think you were a part of that, just showing us
Hmm.
all his like super
Yep.
crazy Pokemon cards. But yeah, yeah,
So let's I guess we'll just kind of transition to the first topic, I guess. Actually, I'm curious. Have you been playing any other than our first topic of Halo? Before we get to that, have you been playing any other games lately? Any new games?
yes. I've been playing a lot of games. So besides the typical Warzone, I'll never give that up fully.
Never leave it.
I've been playing a ton of Riders Republic,
Okay.
which is just kind of like an extreme sports. It's like snowboarding, skiing, mountain biking, racing, BMX, just a whole slew of stuff.
Right.
Super, super well done. Very, very addicting and entertaining to play, even alone. So I've been playing a lot of that. And then I want to say I'm probably like a third of the way through the Guardians of the Galaxy game, which I'd have to say is probably my biggest surprise this year in video games.
Yeah, that game completely 100% when I first saw the trailer for it, I'm like, "Oh my god." Like you could hear my eyes rolling and I just thought it was going to be basically a weird reattempt at doing Avengers but just with Guardians of the Galaxy and then all of a sudden I start hearing,
Yep.
"No, it's actually a really solid game." And it's kind of it's I think Avengers actually hurt that game because so many people
Yeah.
thought Avengers was bad and so they thought Guardians of the Galaxy would be the same thing and turns out it's a great game but its sales aren't as good.
Yep. It's
um
one of those things too. Like, I have a hard time. Like, if I go watch a trailer or like some gameplay of someone else playing the game, a
mhm,
lot of the times it won't look nearly as interesting as obviously getting my hands on it, getting into the game and playing. So, like, the combat and stuff is actually really, really great. But you wouldn't really be able to tell that just by like looking at it through like gameplay, personally.
okay,
But it feels really good, and just graphics wise, it looks great, and story has been really good too. So
nice.
yeah, that one's been like been really really fun play. I don't get a whole lot of third person story games anymore, and those are like my favorite type of games. So
Did you get that for the PS5 or is it PS4 only?
no, it's a PS5 game.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
um yeah, I on that note, the game that I have other than the Final Fantasy VII remake that I've officially started and played for like 30 minutes, uh I've been playing a ton of the Halo Infinite multiplayer. Uh, the I I was very skeptical because I played a tiny bit of Halo 4, didn't like a lot of the art direction, and just kind of wasn't in the mood at the time for it. Halo 5, I've seen a bunch of reviews on it and just kind of stayed very far away from it. And so Halo Infinite, if if the campaign's anything like the multiplayer, as far as like an equivalent transition or whatever you want to call it, uh, I'm excited. I personally, as a Halo fan, love Halo Infinite. or the multiplayer. What were your
That's
thoughts
the
as a COD player?
that's the important thing to say is as a Halo fan. So I grew up playing Call of Duty personally. I
Mhm.
played Halo 3 and never played any of the original Halos. In fact, you borrowed me Halo 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And the discs were so scratched up I couldn't get past the intro. So it's actually
Yeah.
your fault it's your fault and my broke ass for not being able to afford those games.
Uh,
As to why I never played them. But yeah, honestly, if you've played Halo, I don't think that there's much more to talk about here because it's everything great about Halo so far, kind of just piled into one.
yeah.
So as a Halo game, I have no complaints about it so far, besides some little gripes that I think they're gonna fix.
Um, yeah, I think the only so I'd like to hear about what your gripes are, but like as far as gunplay goes, um, I really like it. The art direction, I really like it. It how do I put this? It feels very similar to how I felt when Halo 3 came out.
Yeah, that's
Um,
how I feel too.
and I'd like to hear what your gripes are, but for me, my main gripe, which is being addressed currently by 343, is the battle pass system and like how slow it
Yeah,
is for
that's my
gaining
number one
XP.
grip.
Um, yeah, it's slow. I hope 343 gets on it quickly. But
Yeah,
other than that, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and I'm
uh,
just gonna show this up.
yeah.
So,
Other than that,
no,
yeah, pretty much that. And then sorry sorry to cut you off there.
no, go ahead.
As a Call of Duty player, I really did forget how like spongy the other Spartans you're fighting are. Like it's really frustrating sometimes as a Call of Duty player to like try to kill even one person in that game.
Mhm.
But
I think when we were talking, I forget if it was either in voice chat or just like when we were messaging each other back and forth. You had said um, like it feels like some of the weapons are kind of weak and kind
yeah,
of like we were talking about the sponginess, and
I
I
think I
think
used the word useless.
yeah, I do think so. I think and I could be completely wrong because I'm not that much of a COD player. Uh, I think in Call of Duty, for the most part, if you pick any gun, different guns are more trash than others. Um, but if you're decent enough at, you know, quick flick shots or good accuracy or
Yeah, you
whatever,
could be good with any
you
gun.
can hold your own with any gun with at different situations. In Halo, it seems like a lot of weapons are very like situational. So like I think it's the bulldog, the pump shotgun or the
Yeah,
semi-auto shotgun.
yeah,
Like medium to long range is completely useless. You are not hitting anything. You need to be up close and personal with that gun. And that kind of example I think extends to a lot of the different weapons, or I should say a handful of the weapons in the game. Um, it it does take some getting used to if you haven't played Halo, especially like, and that's always how it's been. Like I remember being really into Modern Warfare 2, and then all of a sudden transitioning to like Halo Reach, and just getting my ass handed to me
yeah.
constantly. Um,
That's how it be.
the last thing I do want to say that I personally really like of Halo Infinite is surprisingly the sound design. Um, and I think that adds to like why I think the gunplay is so fun because like if you're um, especially if you're playing with headphones, everything sounds super chunky and super beefy, which just and it adds a bunch of weight to it. And I think I was talking about this with a coworker, and he he said there's not a lot of reverb, like there's not a lot of extra effects. Like a lot of stuff sounds very dry. If there are effects, it's not as noticeable as like something like a Battlefield. Um, it just everything sounds very clean, very dry, and it just adds to that like real heft of a lot of the gunplay. What was your favorite weapon as a COD player transitioning to Halo for a little bit?
Oh, like on Infinite?
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't even I I haven't gotten to the point yet where I get excited to see any gun.
Yeah.
As a sniper lover in any game, of course, the sniper is great to find. Other than that, there was one, I don't remember the name of it, but it locks onto like players if you're hovered over them long enough,
Okay.
and shoots almost like a little missile. It's like a 3 round burst of like a little missile or something.
Sure.
Do you know which one I'm
Okay.
talking about?
Is that
It's pretty beefy looking. You
that's
zoom in, it turns
mm,
like red, locks on, and then it like the bullet tracks the person.
okay? I think I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
haven't learned all the names of the guns yet.
Yeah, I don't know it either. But yeah, that one was kind of cool because it was a good secondary gun because you could basically like pump in some rounds off of like an AR or something a little weaker, and then it was great if they tried to like run away or they're jumping around to like pull that out really quick and just ping them with a kind of like a heavy shot. But that of course I like like shotguns in Halo are always pretty decent feeling, but I don't think the shotgun personally is as good a feeling as like the original shotgun from Halo, but
The pump action, yeah.
yeah,
Did you do keyboard and mouse or controller?
I was playing keyboard and mouse.
How did that feel to you?
Yeah.
Did it
I don't
did it play
remember how to
okay?
use a controller. Yeah, so after I like key binded the things that I needed, it was pretty good. I thought
I heard.
it feels weird playing Halo on a keyboard and mouse, but
Mhm. Yeah,
yeah, I thought it was decent.
I've heard from a lot of keyboard and mice people that like the key bindings were very weird at the default settings. I don't think I know anybody who stuck with the default bindings.
No, I set them all to my COD bindings.
Yeah. I
So,
just So Halo is the one single FPS game that I play controller. I don't know if it's because of nostalgia reasons or if it's because uh, they're just really good at making controller based FPS. So I actually went to GameStop today and I caved and I picked up the Series 2 Elite controller. I'm actually going to be making a video on this sometime in the future, like comparing this to a stock controller and a keyboard. So it'll be
yeah,
interesting to see how that holds up.
that one might have to be possibly a few weeks to a month down the road,
Oh,
but
God, it's
that
so busy right now. Black Friday and Christmas.
yeah,
This
it'll
is
get
always a busy
you.
part of YouTube
Yep, it'll get you some time to use it and stuff, and
for sure.
really form a idea. So, but yeah, keyboard and mouse, no complaints really. But like once I actually figured out how I wanted the things to be,
Mhm.
but
Awesome.
yeah, I don't know. I think using a controller wouldn't be too bad on Halo though, since like most of the guns you don't really zoom in anyways.
Yeah, it's only with the sniper rifle or like any of the scoped weapons that get a little challenging. I
Yep.
mean, I still get kills with the BR just fine, but um, it's transitioning from the standard view to a zoomed in where it gets a little tricky. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Possibly after the stream, I might play again tonight. We'll see.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I probably will
uh,
too.
let's
It does leave me wanting more. I get kind of sick of it personally by like the end of the night, and then like the
yeah,
next day I'm like, yeah, I gotta get some Halo in.
yeah.
So I gotta say that has been true.
Colton says, anyone else playing Age of Empires 4? I've actually never played an Age of Empires game.
Yeah, me
Uh,
either.
the only cause and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't I think it's that's one of those RTS games,
RTS
right?
games, yeah.
I when someone brings up either Civ or Age of Empires, I'm like, it's either an RTS or a turn-based strategy game. I don't know.
Don't even get Colton started on Age of Empires.
The
I'm pretty
only
sure he's got. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking Civ. He's got so many hours in Civ.
yeah,
5, I believe.
okay. I see I played there's only a couple RTS games. I'm not a big turn-based guy. Um the only RTSs that I've ever played, not Age of Empires, Rise of Nations. Excellent, easy to kind of pick up and play as far as RTSs go. That's kind of always been my big turnoff is I always forget how to play or the proper strategies. So games like the original Halo Wars is real easy to pick up.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's kind of
uh,
like a little baby RTS, huh?
yep. Rise of Nations and Company of Heroes. That's another one. That's the World War II Sega published RTS game. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, I've never played either Civ or Age of Empires.
I actually did. I got Civ 6 when it was on a Steam summer sale. I played it for like just under the 2 hour mark, like right before I could return it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get into it. But like according to Colton, the tutorial to play that game is just like 6 hours alone. So
Nope, can't do that.
yeah, I can't either.
That's a lot of reading, and
It was, dude. I wasn't about it. My
um,
head really started hurting after sentence number 2. So
right. The yeah, I mean, that's kind of one of the main reasons my brain can't focus on RTSs a lot. It's a lot to learn and a lot to remember, and then
yep,
once you do, if you don't play it regularly, uh,
you forget.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Um, let's see here. So let's move on to. So we talked about Halo Infinite, lots of fun. It's in
We're now
beta
entering the
still.
dance party portion of the stream.
Dance party.
Everybody get up and stretch.
Uh, leave a super chat, and I'll do the Johnny Bravo monkey.
Yeah, just to remember. So anyone that super chats, and this is gonna be this how it is going forward. Anyone that super chats a question or just wants to go over into our Discord, um, our basically our DC podcast chat, we'll read them off at the end here.
Yep. Let's see. Okay, so next topic is Jeff Keighley's Video Game Awards 2021.
Let's start
Yeah.
off. Does that guy rub you the wrong way?
No, I think so. Jeff Keighley is, I think he's in that position where he's so big that he kind of comes across as almost like, for lack of a better word, corporate. There's the infamous like him. I think he did like a review a long time ago, and you see like the Doritos and the Mountain Dew behind him, and so
Yeah.
it looks very like shill like. But I genuinely believe he's an avid gamer. I've seen his a lot of his interviews that he's done, and I've even sat in on it. I don't know what they're called. I think those Twitter has recently done this thing where like you
Oh
can
yeah.
you can
It's like
have
a
like an
meeting.
open chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I sat in on one of those. And I mean he seems like a genuine dude. And
He kind of just comes off as like the bad guy of a Disney movie to me. Like just really I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but like
I get that.
he gives me that like really corny villain from a old 90s early 2000s movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just the vibe I get personally.
He a lot of people, well, I think he gets a lot of bad press too because people see the video game awards and um the you'll see like the Schick mascot, all that stuff that's happened. And um at least from what I've read and what I've heard, he doesn't like doing that either, but it's stuff, I mean, because these things are so expensive to run,
Yeah, you got
that's
to
like
do it.
that's the crap he has to put up with to throw these events. But
Yep.
um
Let's see.
let's
RTS games. Ari said RTS games cause me so much anxiety. For real. For real.
yeah. I I just can't do it. I can't focus.
Then I know someone mentioned Animal Crossing New Horizon DLC in Discord. Yep. So, like I said, we'll go check those out towards the end of the podcast, and
Yep.
we'll go over everything, and then it will just be like an open discussion for everyone. So, uh, make it a little more interactive and fun for you guys.
Okay, so moving on to before we take a look at the nominees, have you? Well, actually, I should say, have you looked at the nominees?
Yes, I also have them pulled up in front of me.
Okay, so I'm gonna pop it up on screen.
I am prepared.
Same here. Okay. Um.
No, we weren't that prepared. We originally were supposed to start at 7.
Yeah. Me at the 11th hour, like scrambling, whip
Yeah.
up this quick background and yeah. So let's go. We'll go home, and let's take a look. Come on now.
This part's also going to be like we want to know what you guys think of these nominees as well, or if any of you have played any of these games in particular. Like, let us know if you think they deserve to be on this list, or what games should deserve to be on the list, or ones that just don't belong on the list at all. You know.
Yeah. Before we get to the meat and potatoes, the fun one, the game of
The
the
actual
year.
game of the year, right?
Right. Let's talk
Y'all meat and
about
potatoes.
let's talk about some of. Just adjust this. All right. Let's see. We can skip best mobile game because nobody cares about
Yeah,
that.
nobody cares. Yeah, literally.
Let's just
If
talk.
you get excited about a mobile game winning an award, just leave right now.
Uh,
Clash of
I
Clans won.
I want to look at Clash of Clans
I have no idea.
wins everywhere. What's best performance? I got to see this one real quick.
Best
There's
performance.
every year there seems to be more and more categories.
Oh, yeah.
It's acting. Okay, I see.
So the voice acting.
For voice acting, motion, and or performance capture. Okay, so we got. Oh God.
Nice.
Okay.
Shows you a nice little picture of the
Ozioma
character.
Akaga. I hope I said that right. As Juliana Blake in Deathloop. Okay, she did an awesome job. I will say. Juliana was very funny.
Yeah, I can't speak to that.
Jason Kelly, Colt Vaughn. Deathloop.
Oh, there's 2 Deathloops.
It was so great, so great. The chemistry between the characters and the performances, everything about that was just fantastic. We got Life is Strange: True Colors. I don't have an opinion on that. Never played it.
So I played the original Life is Strange. Just a side note, super good.
Is it? Is it like a Telltale type game or
not? It's like a mix of a Telltale game and like a normal game. It's a lot more interactive and playable than a Telltale game. The story's really good. Really good soundtrack. Really good voice acting. I absolutely love it. I never played the second one, but I heard this new Life is Strange is also a sleeper hit.
I'm sorry, I was reading chat. What was the last thing you said?
I said I heard that this new Life is Strange is also like a sleeper hit that not a lot of people play the games, but they're really good.
I think it's just such a niche type game.
Oh man, I'm excited to play it.
Is it more interactive than like a David Cage, like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls or whatever that game's called?
So it's very decision based, like a Telltale game.
Okay.
And it's there's a lot of like walking around and just like checking out objects and areas. But then so like in the first one, like the main character had the ability to like reverse time. And she was basically trying to solve basically like this crazy storm was like coming in and she like saw the future. Like, it's you gotta like really like play the game to really grasp the concept of it, but it was really good. And like the soundtrack, I swear, like just hit after hit, man.
Let's see. We got Maggie Robertson as Lady. Oh yeah, dude.
Is that
Lady I always mess it up. Dimitrescu.
Let's just call her Lady D.
Dimitrescu. I think that's French. I know Ariana speaks French. She can yell at me in the chat if she wants. Resident Evil Village. Yeah, I loved the characters in that game.
The kinky vampire chick.
The dominatrix, the one that the internet lost their mind over because 9 foot tall.
She said, "My broken brain thought best esports coach meant like coaching a man."
Yeah, she was good too. I think.
Are you able to blow this up? Actually, never mind. I'm just an idiot. Just forget it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just forget it.
Do you need me to make the screen bigger? And I can cover our faces. That's fine. I just left it here because it was like.
No, it's fine. It can go here.
Okay.
I found the full screen button.
Oh, there we go.
I just like seeing the faces. I like putting voices to faces,
Oh, for sure. Let's see. So, and then I mean, and
I don't think she was in enough of the game to like really win. Personally.
Yeah. Do you think and then we got Esposito.
So I have an opinion on that.
Okay.
He pretty much plays himself in that game. Like it's his face. Like the character is literally just him.
Okay.
Like he's playing. I don't know. And he's also he's the only one on this list, from my knowledge, that's a real actor.
Hey man. Okay, so they're all real actors. Okay.
But like a on camera.
He's a Hollywood actor.
Well-versed Hollywood actor.
Yeah.
I do not discredit any sort of voice acting. But I don't think I think he's probably got the best chance of winning because of who he is personally.
You think the celebrity will kind of carry him?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I don't know if he. I mean I haven't played Far Cry 6. Don't really have much interest to personally, unless it goes on sale for like $10. But um, from the trailers I've seen, I mean he seems to play, his kind of his villain. As someone who saw him in Breaking Bad, it sounds like he's playing someone a little different,
But
but
really similar.
yeah.
Yeah. Like a
I could
drug
be
lord.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Yeah,
No, I don't think
correct.
you are.
But yeah, I think for my pick with best performance, I would have to either go with either Akaga or Kelly for
Yeah.
Deathloop, just because.
Personally, I'm out. I'm not even picking. I
Let's see.
didn't play enough of the games. I only played the one game on the list, so I can't pick.
We'll go a little faster through some of these. Best audio design. I played Forza Horizon 5. I played Deathloop. Played Resident Evil Village. I would have to say. I mean, none of those really stood out to me in sound design. Other than like maybe Forza.
Yeah, and
Playing.
I didn't play Forza, but I could see they've always had really realistic car noises and stuff.
Mhm.
If you're getting technical with it, I do think that Resident Evil being kind of a horror genre game has a lot of little eerie
Yes.
noises and
I mean,
stuff
it was
like that.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. And then Ratchet and Clank being a Sony interactive first, like a PlayStation title, and of course they're going to use their like 3D audio feature on the PlayStation 5 to the best of its ability. And that game also had really good voice acting and audio and stuff too.
Yeah.
So that's tough. I think Ratchet or Forza if I had to pick.
Yeah, Returnal I heard was really good too, in terms of sound design and even just like visuals and art
Yeah, I
style.
still
But
gotta play that one too.
that's one of those, like, if I see it on sale on Black Friday, I might pick it up or something. But
Yeah,
um,
Alex accidentally got sent 2 copies of it when he ordered it,
that's
so,
awesome.
he's been waiting. It's been sitting in an envelope for him to send me for, like, months now, but
Jealous.
eventually I'll get it and we'll play it.
Ari says League of Legends is under best mobile games, and now I want to die again. Hey man, League of Legends. No, I'm not even. It can be fun, I guess,
I've never even tried it.
if you.
Megan
I don't
said I
know.
loved playing Ratchet. Yeah, you really dove into that game.
It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like one of those great simple.
Oh, man.
It looks
Great.
like the type of game I would love in terms of like how I loved Psychonauts 2. It's probably that would translate very well to Ratchet and Clank. I
Yeah.
believe, just because it's very classic, like old school, just plain fun video game.
I also would kind of I would kind of, I guess, like Ratchet and Clank combat, I would sort of say it's similar to how Guardians went
Okay.
with their game. Minus the Guardians has like really it relies heavily on team-based moves and stuff, but like the actual like gameplay and gunfighting and stuff's pretty similar in my opinion.
Right.
And it's always just like a really arcadey fun time.
Hey, Soup. Welcome to the chat. He says, "Oh my God, I made it.
Soup. It's been so
Th-
long.
It's been so long indeed." Um,
I'm
Megan
glad to see
Platinum.
that
How
you're
long?
still made of soup.
How long did that take you to platinum Ratchet, Megan?
I bet she has like 30 hours.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
a pretty short platinum.
I have one platinum trophy on my PS5 and my whole PlayStation account, I should say, and
Man, back when I didn't have
that's
a life.
Astrobot's Playroom.
Back when I didn't have a life, man, trophy hunting was
I
solid.
I have an issue with trophies. I mean, and achievements as well, where they are hidden, and
Yeah,
it's not
well, a
because of
lot.
spoilers. It's
Right.
like after I
They're
beat the
just
game, there should
Yep.
be no It should just be like, okay, all the hidden
Yeah,
trophies are available,
dude,
because I don't like
I
having to
remember
look it
having
up.
to look up the trophy guide just to like figure out what the hell it was. And it was always the hidden ones are always kind of like the goofy ones
Hmm.
that they want you to like accidentally discover,
Yeah, there's too many.
which is fun too. But
I mean, and I guess to backpedal, uh, it is fun to be like, oh, did this weird thing to experiment, and it rewarded me by giving me a hidden achievement or a trophy. Um, okay, let's see. Best score and music: The Artful Escape, haven't played. Cyberpunk 2077 did play. Deathloop, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Near Replicant, which I did not play.
I'm
Uh,
biased because Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy has just a killer soundtrack,
I mean, that's got
and
a lot of
naturally it's
contemporary
going to
stuff, though, right?
a lot of temporary stuff.
Contemporary, I guess not contemporary, but like it's
Oh,
got a lot of actual like
it's a lot of like 80s jams.
right.
But then there's a big list of actual. I'm pretty sure they like actually hired an artist to create like an in-game band
Hmm.
called Star Lord,
Okay.
and a lot of their music's in it as well. But I liked how that kind of like that's how he got his. He was obsessed with that band as a kid, and that's how he got that name. So it's kind of cool how they worked it into the game like that.
Yeah.
I could
Uh,
see that winning though, just because of the popularity of songs.
I so my thing with best score in music, I as much as everybody poo poos on the game, Cyberpunk
Cyberpunk.
2077, like, so I played that on PC on a very like mid tier 2060 rig, and I had very few problems with my experience. I think I had like maybe one crash or like a couple funny glitches here or there, but like the overall story experience and stuff was great. And
There's
oh
also a
man,
vending machine called Brendan,
yeah, yep,
which was
there is.
random as
That was
hell.
so great. I laughed. I immediately thought of you, and I was like, oh, I need to send him a screenshot.
Well, I thought that it just made the vending machine whatever your name in game
Right.
was, but no, it was just
Uh,
a vending machine of Brendan.
uh,
Uh,
the music is so good in that
which is
game, though.
hilarious because I like snacks. Uh, I have to just go over to the comments real quick. So
Okay.
Ari said, one of my friends nearly platinum Fallout 4, but couldn't get the settlement one. I think she refuses to ever play it again. Uh, I platinum Fallout 4
Nice.
and New
I
Vegas.
so Fallout
The
4.
settlement one was horrible though.
When I uh when I first built my PC back in like 2014, 2015, I built it with the sole purpose to play Fallout 4. Because I was so hyped. And
And then it
then
was like
I
a
was so
7 out of 10
disappointed.
game.
I would give it a B. Like it's a
I would
solid,
too. I
it's
had
an
fun.
80% game. But as a Fallout game, it's very
It
disappointing.
was way
Very
worse than New
lackluster.
Vegas.
Very lackluster.
And then Soup said, "Did you guys get GTA the trilogy?" No. I am gonna wait until it's not broken.
Yeah, oh, that's a story time. We can deviate to that. So this month has kind of sucked for one particular reason. Um I typically always bring my Switch to work, and um my brain likes to do this thing where it turns off when I have too many things going on in front of me. And I was leaving work, about to take a bunch of packages from the office to the post office, and a coworker calls me. And somewhere in between getting the phone call and putting the packages in, my brain turns off, and I put my Switch case on top of the car. I am going down 35E, which is a 70-mile-an-hour highway. Oh no, mic down.
Sorry. Sorry, guys. Oh god.
If you didn't like the story, you could have just told me.
Just shut up. I don't want to hear it.
I was going down the 70-mile-an-hour freeway, and this lady, kudos to her, she followed me for like a good half hour, I guess, and she was honking at me, and she's like holding up her wallet. Something fell off of your car, and I just go no. So I do a U-turn back, go all the way back to work, and like retrace my steps on the freeway, and like I'm like scanning, and mind you, again, this is a 70-mile-an-hour freeway, so I'm like trying in heavy traffic, so I'm trying to like look for it. I see the case, and hold on, I'm gonna get up for this.
So are you running around the road at this point like it's a game of Frogger, like looking for your Switch? Oh, he left. He left
Yep.
me.
So
I was
um
asking if you were running around the highway like a game of Frogger looking for your Switch.
uh yeah, kinda. So I saw the blue. So my Switch case is the Zelda case, and it's got that like bright blue trim. And I saw it on the left side of the freeway, and I'm driving on the right side. I pull into the shoulder, and there's so many cars just going 70 miles an hour, and I booked it as fast as I could at the nearest gap that I saw. And I run up, and on the ground, I just see uh, this completely just sprawled open, and I was just trying to like look for any sign of my Switch, and
It's so sad.
the only thing I could find, this isn't it, but like it was as if like if I
I mean, it
cut this,
clearly got ran over.
yeah, if I cut this in half, right, and just took the top shell, that's what was left. So it got run over to the point where like just the guts just went flying everywhere, and it downpoured for 2 days, following that, starting that night. So whatever was alive, if it was, it certainly had been destroyed after that.
And his Switch got struck by lightning too.
Yeah, right. The only positive thing I can take away from it is like the day or two before, I had taken all of my games out of that case and put them back in their cases on the shelf.
You had a feeling, dude. You're like,
The only things in addition to the Switch that were lost were my new copy of Metroid Dread, which I absolutely love. I've got like only 4 hours in that game, and it's gonna be a while before I can play it again. And my 256 SSD or micro SD card.
yeah, that's a
So
bummer, man.
yeah, I will find out when I'm hunting for a Switch OLED, and I have not been successful finding one.
Yeah, if I see one, I'll let you know. Ari said, "Nice to see that you also lost your will to live." F's
Uh,
in the chat.
yeah, it was
F's
pretty
on the
rough.
chat.
My wife, usually when I do something stupid like that, she'll be like, "Oh, that sucks, but next time maybe you shouldn't do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And this time she was just like, "Oh my god, I am so sorry," because she knows that's like my favorite system, and I play that in bed all the time. Um, yeah, no, it sucks. It sucks, but I'm gonna just be diligent, look for a Switch OLED. It's a good excuse to upgrade eventually, so we'll see. Um, yeah. Let's see. Megan says, Brendan, can you sit on your mic stand? Do you have a Mew? Oh, look at it.
Hold on. I'm trying to.
You're like a pro. You're like a pro Twitch streamer now, with little microphone stand
Oh, do they have
accessories.
little microphone accessories?
I know, like Misclick, she'll often have like, I think like Pokemon plushies or something
Oh,
on hers.
Megan, why'd you make me get the cheap tape? It's not sticking to anything.
It's all your fault.
I don't think it's gonna work, guys. I don't think it's gonna work. Maybe if I just tuck them under the cord.
Yeah, thanks for the
Yeah, I don't think
sympathy,
it's gonna
everyone.
work.
Yeah. So with that, yeah. Let's see. Best music. I think it's Cyberpunk personally. Deathloop. I mean, it had good music, but like Cyberpunk, there were so many moments in the game where the music kicked in and it was super epic. And I'm a sucker for synthwave. Um, let's go to. Okay, art direction. These are. I guess this is telling me I should play the Artful Escape.
Why? Because it's on a bunch of lists, or what?
Yeah. But we got Artful Escape, Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits, a game that I wanted to pick up day one, but did not because the physical edition came out after the digital edition. So I'm gonna pick that up at some point when it goes on sale. That game does look gorgeous, though. I've seen a few Let's Plays of it. It's as if a Pixar studio made a video game.
I'm
And
so sorry. I'm so determined to get Mew.
hey,
I'm gonna
man,
stick.
you gotta achieve your goals, no matter how small.
If you dream it, you can do it. I was always
Exactly.
told that.
I was told
This tape is garbage.
if
It's
you're
not
not
happening,
first, you're
guys. I'm a
last.
failure.
Let's see. So we got
Why'd they make
Deathloop.
him straight-legged like this? Oh, because he's supposed to be like hovering in the air, flying or something.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Oh, now I'm just enthralled by your. Hold
Hold on.
All right. Oh, he's getting serious now. Just completely, just all the nailed
You
it.
really just gotta. Oh, there we go.
It's planking. No,
Let's go.
nailed it. That's so great. Mew cannot be contained, Ari says. That's okay.
Did it. He looks like a vegetable.
All right. So, best art direction: Artful Escape, Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Ratchet and Clank, and Psychonauts 2. I will say, Psychonauts 2, amazing game, amazing art direction. I'm a little hesitant. I don't know if I would give as much as I adored Psychonauts 2. I don't know if I would give it best art direction.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's very Tim Burton-esque, at least in terms of like character design and stuff. And then there's one particular sequence in the game, where you go into like a hippie, like the guy's like a hippie musician type of thing, and it's when you run into Jack Black's character, and you're basically trying to form this band, and everything is super psychedelic, and it is one of the most gorgeous sequences that I've ever
Wait, Jack
seen.
Black is a voice actor in that game?
Yep, Jack Black is friends with
Oh
Tim Schafer.
man.
I believe he's done a few Tim Schafer stuff.
If you bring Jack Black into anything, I will pay money to
Well,
to
and
play it or see
Psychonaut, you
it.
can pick up Psychonauts 2 on the PS5.
I never
it is-
played number 1, so I don't know if I really
You
care
don't
to
need
get
to.
the second.
There's a really quick recap in the beginning
Oh, okay.
that covers. I mean, you obviously like usual, you benefit from playing the first, but it is not needed.
Okay.
Definitely recommend if you can find it on sale, especially. Definitely recommend it. I think it's worth the $60 price. Myself. If I have to go by just what I've seen with trailers and what I've played, I would honestly probably lean more towards Kena though, just because of how different it is. Like we haven't really seen an animation studio make a game before, and that's kind of what Ember Lab is. They're like an animation studio first, and they do things like they do things a little differently. So like with character jumping, like if you had a character jump and grab the ledge, they would kind of, if I'm not mistaken, almost like skip to a ledge grab animation for feel reasons because it feels better. But for Kena, it like does this whole jump cycle, and then as you're coming down, you grab, and it's more realistic. It's very interesting. I would probably give it towards that just because of how it kind of pushes it a little bit in terms of animation. But I don't know. I haven't seen Ratchet and Clank. I don't know if that. Would you say
Looks
that's
great. Looks
yeah?
absolutely fantastic. It it's like already a kind of a cartoony game, but like it's very, very, very well polished, and you can tell they spent a lot of time on it. Very fluid, smooth. No, I didn't experience any sort of issues with like the visual part of the game at all. I've yet to finish it, but like I have quite a few hours into it now. But
It's on my list of games to get for sure.
plus, just like the parts where you're actually rifting through like different portals and stuff like that, like looks really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Very colorful, vibrant. Yeah, it's great. I love it. Who doesn't love Ratchet and Clank? We grew up with it.
All right, I'm gonna speed through these next two before we get to the last one. Best narrative. Deathloop is a perfect example of a great game that has amazing gameplay, an amazing gameplay loop, intended, and then completely ruined or almost ruined completely by its very disappointing ending. Definitely, I would not give Deathloop best narrative. Have not played Life is Strange. Have not played Guardians of the Galaxy.
So yeah, Life is Strange is like almost entirely a narrative game.
Hmm.
So I could see that being really good. Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm maybe like a third of the way through it. I'm on chapter 6. I'm not sure how many chapters there are. It's really good so far.
Would
So
you
I'm
would you
actually
call it best
surprised.
narrative though? Like, is it just? I mean, because it can be a great game and a good story, but
Yeah,
like, what is that like award-winning level?
dude, it's all I can say about it so far is I haven't smiled and laughed and been like truly surprised by like just a random story game. This game
Hmm.
wasn't announced that long ago. Like they just were
No,
kind of like, oh yeah,
no.
Guardians is coming out. Um, yeah, it's really funny. It's got good emotion. It's got good like the story is they've changed it up enough from the Marvel movies, and I think it's a little more probably true to the comics.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's really good right now. I think it's for sure a contender, which is why it's obviously in there.
Um,
I think
out
it
of
could stand. It's possible.
out of the three games that I have played, I would say either Psychonauts 2 or It Takes Two would be my choices. Um, It Takes Two. The story is pretty
Cliche.
generic. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
cliche, generic, but it's just because it's how it's paired with the gameplay of the co-op and stuff like that. I mean, I recently beat it with my son, and it was such a fun time. I and now that I'm saying it out loud, though, I think Psychonauts 2, just because Tim Schafer's writing is so good, and kind of what you were saying about smiling and laughing at video game stuff, at a story, and that I felt like a kid again playing Psychonauts 2. It was one of those games
yeah,
that just kind of tapped into that childhood state of what it was like to play just fun games. Very Nintendo esque, um, but really smart and really funny writing. So
yeah.
that would be my choice personally. Um,
We'll see. So my choice is probably out of what I have played. I'm gonna give it to Guardians. I have faith in it. I could see Life is Strange being the winner though.
okay. Let's skip to the fun to the ending here. S-
Also, R said apparently they pushed back release of Life is Strange remastered on the Switch. That's actually like the perfect. Like when I think of a perfect Switch port, it's the Life is Strange games. They'd be so perfect to just like sit and play in bed on your Switch in handheld mode.
um, yeah, I mean the Switch is so good for a lot of things, and I was gonna get the GTA trilogy for the Switch because I would love to play those games on the go. But one, obviously the launch has been
Isn't great.
not so good, so I'm gonna wait for that to get updated. If I had a Switch, I would wait for the updates. Two, we discussed that already. R.I.P. Switch. Um, so yeah, game of the year. Um, I first off, these are the nominees: Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Um, are there any games that you think are missing from this list? Do you think there's another game that should have gotten nominated that you think didn't get a fair shake?
Um, I mean, really the only and I can't even really speak just based off of like what I've heard. A lot of people are surprised Forza 5 is not on this list.
Yeah, Forza Horizons 5. Yeah,
Now it
that
just came out really, really recently, which it shouldn't matter. I mean, it's game of the year.
it's
It's
still
releasing in 2021. So
well, yeah, and it technically made the cutoff. I believe it made the cutoff because
yep,
like like Halo won't be eligible for the 2021
right.
releasing in December, but um it so on one hand, like I only played a little bit of Forza 5. Um but assuming
Have a
the
good night,
rest of
Soup.
thanks Soup, uh thanks for stopping by. It was good having you on. Um as far as Forza 5 goes, I think it's unfair to not at least give it a nod for game of the year just because it is this year the highest rated Metacritic game of the year. Um and the fact and maybe. Yeah, it's
Call of
just a
Duty
car game.
Vanguard, hands down.
I mean, just because it's a racing game, like if it really does that thing well and pushes the
Yeah, I
boundaries,
guess. I mean, it didn't speak to enough people, though. I
I,
guess
I
I could see
guess.
that. That could be the only reason. It's a perfect game, no issues. Megan said Guardian should be nominated too if it could? Question mark. Um, Putting it up against like what's on the list, probably not. It's definitely in top 10 of the year for sure.
So,
Absolutely.
so, um, my instinct wants to say Metroid Dread or Resident Evil Village. Or like Metroid. So I only played half of Metroid Dread before RIP Switch, and I don't like Metroidvania games. I do not like them, and I loved every minute that I played of Metroid Dread, and it's like a side scroller, just classic Metroid game,
Yeah.
and it it's very Dark Souls like in boss fights where you have to learn the movements and patterns. You just explore. The environment is amazing. The sound design is great. Um, yeah, it would definitely be a contender for me for Game of the Year. Resident Evil Village. Um,
That's the most fun I've had playing a video game this
it
year.
was it was just it was again like it was just a simple fun
It was a
game.
freaking just an adventure.
Yeah,
It was just a great, awesome, scary adventure.
I
It obviously it became less and less scary throughout, but yeah, it was just a freaking journey. You felt like you just went through so much, and it was just yeah. I don't know. I loved everything about it, honestly.
I see, and I love Psychonauts too, but the one thing that I don't know if I would call it Game of the Year or not is because um and I kind of flip flop on how I feel about this, but there's a lot of times in Psychonauts where it just you're playing for a minute and then it cuts to a cutscene and you see stuff and I'm just like we've done this all the time before where just let me have control but still do
Yeah,
the dialogue and exposition. Like I don't need that many cutscenes. So I think that's the only
yeah,
thing.
that can really get to me in a game.
I would have to go with Metroid Dread, I think. Um, but yeah, that would be my thing. Um,
Otherwise, I could very well see Ratchet and Clank winning as well.
yeah.
But at the same time, who makes this decision?
It's a I think a percentage is from regular fans,
Okay,
and
because
then
I don't think enough people have a PS5 for Ratchet and Clank to win.
but then this is basically how it is. They have a large selection of people on the voting jury, anything from influencers to companies. Um, I don't know how you if you get like approached to do this or if you like apply to be a member of the jury, but you have
Oh, so
everything from you have
these are all the
Giant Bomb
people.
Games, Gamer. I
Okay,
mean, and then you got YouTube uh, channels too that are a
okay,
part of it.
interesting.
But yeah, so let's wrap this up by going through Discord, and I don't think we have any super chats, so yeah, let's just read off the any Discord comments or questions, and we'll call it a day. All right. Um, so we got Ari. Ari the Sorceress says, I'm currently enjoying the Animal Crossing New Horizon update slash DLC, and still shocked over the amount of content they added for free versus some other IPs that won't be named. And reeling over the NFT BS. So it'd be cool if you talked about either of those. Um, Touching on NFTs real quick. I don't like them. I don't like how it's basically a way for rich people and companies to launder money. I don't like
Yeah,
I
they
don't
write
like
off
how
taxes
bad
by buying their shitty NFT that's like
they're
considered art.
they're incredibly bad for the environment. And probably my favorite tweet that summed it up was uh, it was a caption of an article that said EA says NFTs are like have a future in
Uh,
gaming, and it's like
uh,
hear me out, loot boxes but worse.
do you
And I'm like,
wanna do you wanna close out the window on the screen?
oh yeah, my bad.
Gosh, dude. Just kidding. I don't play Animal Crossing, so I don't have anything to say personally.
Um, Yeah, Animal Crossing isn't really for me. Um, I I think they've added. I think it depends on when you entered, because if you got Animal Crossing right away, it took forever for that stuff to come out, and a lot of the and if you've played a lot of Animal Crossing games in the past, it's like they barely added anything. But if you came in at the right time, and if you've never played Animal Crossing before, I mean, and the fact that they do free updates at all is nice. It's really contextual, I think, and it's based on like what kind of games you like. Um, for me, I struggled with how long things took, so that's just I think that kind of forced me off of the Animal Crossing train. Like I like games like Stardew Valley, or Harvest Moon, stuff that is a little bit more instant. Um, but yeah, I my only gripe I will say is I don't like that the DLC was part of the expansion pass for the Nintendo Switch. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
I don't
wait, so
like that
did
it's
you had to sign up for that in order to get it or something like that?
from my understanding. Now I could be wrong. Someone correct me in the chat because I no longer have a Switch. But from my understanding, the only way to get the new DLC was to get that expansion pass for the paid DLC. Um, that's probably my only real gripe with Animal Crossing, um, other than the stuff that just makes the game not for me. I know Megan is, is our I'd say our resident Animal Crossing fan.
I'd say so.
Is, I'm assuming she's still playing it a lot.
She's been pretty on and off with it, I believe.
Oh, so you can pay $25 for it. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I guess on that note, thanks everybody.
Other than
Oh,
that,
is there anything that you
Blake
want
got proven wrong. We gotta go. Just kidding.
abort?
The only other thing, Colton did say he made a couple hundred off of Kings of Leon NFT that also came with the golden record. That's the only thing we missed.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll put a mark a pin in that, and anything that you comment in the Digital Cynics podcast channel on our Discord, that will be read in the next podcast. We're gonna try to do this the last week of every month, on a Wednesday, right around the same time.
What are your guys' thoughts on this over just like a typical gaming podcast? Like, is this a little more interactive and fun for you guys? Yeah, I mean, it's easy to assume that we're horribly boring to listen to, but it might
Yep.
it might not actually be that way.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. I actually have to get going here and put some children to bed.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll do this again. Follow the Discord to completely stay up to date on what we're doing, and we'll do this again next month. And yeah, anything I don't know. I haven't done this in a long time. But have a good one, everyone.
We're
And we'll
signing
see you
out
next
now.
time. Bye.
Bye.
Ending stream now.
Abort.